Let's talk about the elephant in the penalty box. You're watching a women's football's shootout. It's tense, it's dramatic. And then someone steps up and passes the ball gently into the keeper's hands like they're doing community service. What's going on? Why do women's penalties so often look like they're in slow motion with seemingly much more difficulty to score than their male counterparts? The stats actually confirms this as well. In the Women's Euros of 2025, the conversion rate of all penalties was only 55%. If we look at the men's tournaments, it's consistently about 75% conversion rate, meaning that 75% of penalties result in goals scored. Okay, so let's cut to the chase and actually find out why this is. The first thing is physics. This isn't sexism, it's just science. Men on average have more muscle mass, more fast twitch fibers and more lower body strength. This obviously results in that men shoot penalties with much more power, usually around 110 km per hour, whereas women, they shoot around 70 to 80 km per hour on average. And here's the kicker, the goal is obviously the same size. And the counter-argument to this would be that the female goalkeepers are way shorter on average, which should be making it easier to score. Well, no, but honestly, like I said, men tend to hit penalties with much more power and speed, leaving even towering keepers with barely a second to react. In the women's game, shots are often slower and less pinpoint, which means that even a shorter keeper has time to read and reach. And when the technique's not dialed in, especially under pressure, that wide open goal can start to feel surprisingly small. Another part of the explanation is the fact that the women in general have had less reps under pressure. If we take Cristiano Ronaldo for example, he has probably taken more penalties in front of tens of thousands of roaring fans than some people have had family dinners. Meanwhile, many top women's players only recently started playing in big stadiums with proper facilities, and now at major tournaments, they're facing the pressure of huge crowds, often far larger than anything they played in front of before. According to football psychology expert Geir Jordet from BBC Sport, rising pressure from these bigger crowds and media could explain the missed pens, as most players aren't used to performing under that spotlight. When pressure goes up, performance goes down, he says. So yeah, nerves are a big thing, and especially when you're in your first World Cup quarter-final and the crowd is chanting like they want blood. Another part of the explanation is that some of these pens, they're just bad. Let's not sugarcoat it. Some of the worst penalties ever taken have been in women's international tournaments. I mean, skying the ball so hard that it leaves the Earth's atmosphere should be statistically impressive, not tragic. But let's not pretend that this doesn't happen in men's football too. But the consistency of soft, telegraphed, center-of-goal attempts in women's shootouts, yeah, it's like a trend. But this next reason could also be a part of it, which is that scouting and data analysis have leveled up in the women's game. Keepers now come armed with intel, like Sweden's Jennifer Falk, who had England's penalty styles printed on her water bottle. She gets right again and again, saving 4 in the shootout. Both Falk and England's Hannah Hampton guessed correctly on 5 of 7 penalties. So it's not just luck, it's also preparation. Germany's Ann-Katrin Berger used the same method, caught on camera with their own cheat sheet. As Geir Jordet puts it, today's takers are mapped out like never before, and the keepers know exactly what to look for. But I also want to say that it's getting better fast. Watch Chloe Kelly, or Sam Kerr. These players are clinical, the footwork is tighter, the placement's nastier, and the confidence is up. Also, Chloe Kelly smashed in the winning penalty at over 101 km per hour, which is way more powerful than most male penalties. As training, investment and professionalism keeps rising in women's football, so does the quality of the pens. So yeah, right now it might still feel like a lottery every time a shootout starts, but give it a few years and women's pens might start breaking nets and expectations. Please give your opinion in the comments below, and like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys. Bye!